In this video, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of my truck here. I've been getting a lot of comments about it lately and questions, so I figured I'd just try to cover everything in one video. This is a 1997 Chevy K1500, and let's get started. And if you want to learn how to fix your vehicle, do budget restorations, troubleshoot equipment, and all sorts of other types of garage-related stuff, be sure to subscribe to Midwest Garage so you don't miss anything. And disclaimer, I know that as soon as I'm done making this video and posting it, I'm going to have all these thoughts going on in my head about what I should have talked about, but like a dummy, I didn't write anything down. I didn't make a list like I usually do. So let me know in the comments if I missed something, if you have any other questions, anything like that. That's what the comment section is for, and I'll be sure to answer every single one of them because it pertains to my truck, Labatt. Now, I'm a big fan of naming my vehicles, and I know most people say that you're supposed to name your vehicle after a female, you know, call it a girl's name or whatever. It's a truck, so it has a guy's name. My wife likes to name her vehicles after really old ladies though, like Myrtle, Henrietta, stuff like that, so I always get a kick out of that. This truck, everybody calls it Old Blue or Blue, but no, this is Labatt. So like I said, this is a 1997. It's one of the newer versions of this body style. They made this body style from 1988 to 1998. And so for being about 23 years old right now, you can see that it's in pretty good shape. I'm going to nitpick it a little bit and show you guys that it's actually kind of a rust bucket, even though it doesn't look like it. But being a Minnesota truck, it's bound to happen no matter what. And I'm always surprised how often you still see these 90s Chevy pickups on the road. I mean, they're pretty much everywhere. Compared to the other ones in the big three, such as Dodge and Ford, you don't see a lot of 90s pickups anymore, but these things just keep going strong. And although I'm a diehard Chevy guy, I really do think that these style of pickups were really the last good trucks that Chevy made, because starting in the 2000s they went downhill. They had a lot of electrical issues, stuff like that, whereas this truck has around 160,000 miles, and I haven't had any serious issues. Any issues that I have had with this truck, I've had a video on it on this channel, so be sure to check them out. Now let's get right into it. One of the biggest things that people ask me is how I got this look, how I got this stance. I wanted something that looked a little bit better than stock, but I didn't want anything outrageous either, so I just went with a 3-inch body lift kit. I thought about going with a suspension, you know, an actual lift kit, but at the end of the day, price was the main factor, and a body lift, although not as functional as a suspension lift, it doesn't hinder the truck in any way, so I went that route. And with a 3-inch body lift kit, I did it by myself. It took not even a whole weekend, it took one day. I think I was out in the garage for about 10 or 12 hours, and I was able to complete it no problem. So it's definitely something that you can do on your own. But you'll see that there are spaces and gaps, and so it does look a little bit off. And with this 3-inch body lift kit, I'm able to comfortably fit 285 75 R16s underneath the truck, which are a pretty beefy tire. With the weight of the vehicle, they sit at around 32 inches, so they're about 32s, an 11-inch wide footprint, so they're pretty beefy tires. So this truck unfortunately does not have the 5.7 liter 350. This has a 5.0 Vortec, which is rated at a little bit less horsepower, and it gets a little bit worse gas mileage than the 350 does, but it still has a lot of power. And so although this truck only has the 305 and it's over 20 years old, it still has a lot of power, loves to pull things, and it's just a great truck. I mean, this thing is my baby. I've had a lot of vehicles in my lifetime, probably 30 vehicles, and this is by far my favorite. Everything from the comfort of the vehicle, everybody knows how Chevys are, especially the 90s Chevys. They don't have a lot of creature comforts, they just have what you need. And really that's what I like most when I'm looking at a vehicle, is it's not overly techy or has too much going on. You know, it's just enough to keep it comfortable, but also helps you remember that you're in a truck, you know what I mean? Pretty basic dash controls, and overall it's just a truck, and that's what I love about it, is It's not too fancy. It doesn't have all this prissy stuff in it like seat warmers and air conditioned seats and a heated steering wheel. You know, another thing I love about this truck is it's great at pulling a trailer, pulling a car trailer. You barely even feel it behind you, honestly, even with that little 305. And going down the highway, it sits at that perfect RPMs. Right around 68 to 70 miles an hour is when you hit 2000 RPMs. So it's geared perfectly. And the gearing also allows me to pretty much never go above 2000 RPMs because this is a low revving engine. It's a truck engine, you know. But taken off from a go light, I can stay up with traffic or even past traffic and really never get the truck over 2000 RPMs because it just has that low end power and you really don't have to over rev the engine to get going, which is just another thing that I'm a huge fan of. Before my lift kit and the big steel wheels and the tires, this truck was getting around 19 miles per gallon highway, which is pretty good, honestly, for a full-size truck. Now I'm usually hovering right around 15 or 16 miles per gallon highway, and then obviously I'm closer to 12 when I'm kind of mixed between driving in town and highway. So like I said, this truck has right around 160,000 miles, and I've owned this truck for 7 years now, and total I've put around 50,000 miles on it. And like I said, I haven't had any real issues. The big problem is rust, and I've had a lot of people tell me that, hey, my truck looks great. Even driving down the road, I'll have people honk, giving thumbs up, you know, people yelling, hey, nice truck, or I like your truck, and I say, thanks, bud. And yeah, so about once a week, I'll probably have somebody comment on it, which is pretty cool. However, I'll give you guys a closer look and you'll get to see what's plaguing me right now. So obviously the paint looks pretty good on this truck. It's a little bit dirty right now, but you can see that it has really good paint. It's still, you know, it still looks pretty good for being over 20 years old. The hood is getting pretty damaged. I'm gonna have a video on this soon on how to fix this clear coat, because really that's all it is the clear coat's getting weather checked from the sun and everything. But to get into the actual body, so at first glance this front fender looks pretty good until I do this. And I don't know if you can see that, but it's completely rusted out. And down here, I was never a huge fan of the chrome plating and stuff, because basically all it does is it's another place to trap moisture, which is what happened here, and it ended up rusting out and the chrome piece fell off going down the road. So very typical on these trucks is the tailgate handle. They make rebuild or repair kits for these because it is such a common issue. But yeah. So the cab corners on this truck are actually really solid. But the rocker panels are completely gone, which is unfortunate, but not too hard to fix. So I know I didn't go in depth with a lot of specifics with this truck, and that's just because I have so many videos pertaining to this truck on the channel already. I didn't want to bore you guys with the same information over and over again, but hopefully this was a good overview of the truck and answer some of the questions that you guys have been asking. If you have any other questions, be sure to let me know. And also let me know down in the comments if you also have a 90s Chevy pickup and how many miles are on it, what kind of issues you've had. Also, for those of you that are still watching, I want to thank you for watching the whole video and let you know that I do plan on working on the Work Truck Revival project very soon. I know that project's way on the back burner. I've just had so much other content that I kind of want to push out because I feel that it's a little bit more important because there are a lot of how-tos and stuff. Anyway, if you like this video, let me know, give me a thumbs up, and check out some of these other videos around here. Whether you're into automotive stuff or chainsaws, small engines, I cover pretty much everything that the average guy would have in their garage. So be sure to check these videos out and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.